Hello, this is Dr. Norbert coming to you from London with this quick kind of a impromptu stream. It isn't our normal game stream tonight, but it's a special stream because we are getting ready for season 12, the brand new season coming up. With me, as always, is my dear friend and co-host, the great Huggy Bear. Hello, Huggy.
Hello, Norbert. I don't know about the great thing, but I'll take it.
You were like the number one dad in Sweden today, you told me.
Well, I'm telling you, Norbert, there's tough competition around here.
lot of good dads in Sweden, is it?
Yeah, we were, I think we were one of the first countries with paternal leave.
Right.
Yeah, there were these big commercial campaigns in the 60s about Swedish dads with strollers and all. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But still socialist country, so can't be any good, clearly.
Well, semi-socialist at least.
Who is actually socialist? I don't know anymore. The way he gets thrown around. Please write in. Let us know if you're actually from an actual socialist country. Nobody seems to want to admit it. Huggy Bear, we are streaming tonight because we want to get everybody excited and entice them to join season 12 of the TTS League. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what a TTS League is, if they've never done it before?
Well, the TTS League is sort of, well, it started out during the pandemic, actually, as sort of the only way to actually get to play the game in a more organized manner.
Yep.
And then it's just simply carried on and evolved into this kind of I'd like to think of it as a kind of a glue, keeping the international community together and creating these contact spaces and um, causing a lot of meetings and contacts across continents, uniting the MCP enthusiasts all over the globe. And it's great to see that it has been growing even after the end of COVID lockdowns. So it starts out as a league, your basic competitive Swiss league, where there is one bracket for each time zone. Help me out. It's Europe, Oceania, and then US West, US Central, and US East.
Correct.
Yeah, and you can join whichever one suits you the best. So just because you live in Europe, you don't have to join the European server. You get to choose more based on what time of the day suits your gaming habits. And then after 6 weeks of league play, everyone who has only had one defeat at most get the chance to play in a cut where all of the continents and the brackets come together for a big playoffs, and the quality of those games are usually through the roof, and we are happy to stream as many of them as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the same time as those elimination rounds are going on, we tend to run then for everybody else a more casual league that's about 4 to 5 rounds long, depending on how many people sign up. And the winner of that, just the winner gets to be a wild card in the seeding for the following season. So there's always another, we call it the second chance league. It's always another chance, even if you don't make it into eliminations of the current season.
Correct. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're always in the elimination rounds. You don't care. But
well, I think I've made it there twice, I think.
Yeah.
But never past the first round. So it's really tough. And Actually, the league play is quite something as well. The quality of MCP players has been ever growing from season to season, and now I think, at least speaking for the European bracket, it's a proper Shark Tank. Um, but alas, extremely friendly, and if even if you're a new player, it's a great experience, great way to meet new people, great way to have awesome games and learn a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. I think the level of competition is high, but the community flavor is still very strong. I've been playing this since season 2 and have always felt very comfortable about it. And as an organizer, we never get any real complaints about people for the most part. Um, and so you shouldn't feel intimidated just because there are good players there. And the whole point is you're here to kind of have some fun in the first instance and get to know new people that you wouldn't get to know otherwise. And then, secondly, maybe learn a few things if you're still trying to develop your skills.
For sure, and get to play play affiliations that
Mm,
you might not have represented in your local meta.
yeah. So I think recapping what Huggy was saying, the first 6 weeks, it's just one game a week. Very easy to schedule in. You want to schedule it in for the time zone that's appropriate for you, which is usually around 7 p.m. of that time zone, and you get to have a great time. And you could play more, obviously, but you just committed to just one game a week, so it's not too onerous. And it's only 6 weeks, provided you don't make it into the elimination rounds. Now, to make it into the elimination rounds, you can only drop one of those games. So you need to have at least 5 wins to go through. And in fact, if you're watching this late and it's the first week is already underway, you can still join. You can join at any time, really. But even if you join after the first week and if you manage to win all 5 of the next weeks, then you're still in it. So never fail to sign up, even if you don't want to make it to the elimination rounds. It'll be a good time. So, Huggy, why don't we show people how they can get involved, and then we'll go a little bit into some recaps about what we learned last season and what we're expecting this season. How's that sound?
Absolutely, that sounds great. The technical specifications of how to sign up is your area of expertise, I feel.
Yeah.
It's something about a Discord server, I think.
It is. Let me try to move this, make this smaller somehow so that people can still see us, but hopefully that's not too small. Right. So if this is a little note that you might have seen me post on Facebook or on Discords, various places, but this will explain to you in short what you need to do. It basically, the first paragraph is explaining what we just talked about, how the league is structured. There's a link to the rules document, and but the important thing is that what you need to do is, first of all, join this server. This is the MCP TTS Discord server. There's links everywhere. If not, you can message either one of us and we'll get you a link so you can join into the league. Into the server. But then the important thing is once you've joined that, you need to then, this is the important part here, you need to go to the roles channel and click the emote of the branch you wish to join so you can access the league information, which is all this stuff here. So
That's one of those chat channels.
correct. So let me find it. It's in the welcome section. Here we are, roles. So you go to roles, and then you want to click one of these big buttons for whichever bracket you want to join. Okay. Once you've done that,
I'm acting the resident Discord noob here.
so you click that, and then suddenly all these TTS League channels will pop up for you. I see them all because I'm an organizer, but you'll see only the one that you've actually joined. So here's like the European one, and so you'd click that, and there's already people chatting in there, as you can see. And then you can also see the league announcements and documents of the rules and stuff like that. So that's second step. And the last step is you
But
need to
why do you want to be in that channel?
what, the European one?
No, any of them. What happened? What's
Oh,
going on in there?
okay. So league documents is where we have all the information about the league, so you can quickly find it. We don't put any chats or anything in there. Announcements are for things that happen over the course of the league that we may not want to communicate to you. League chat is open for everybody to have a chat, so feel free to join in there. Scheduling difficulties is if you're having trouble, if you read the rules document, it explains when you should have your game set up by, and if you're having trouble heading that set up, for instance, your opponent's not responsive or whatever, you're supposed to post in the scheduling difficulties channel. If you want to see past historical data on leagues, you can go to this channel. And then the main one you're going to be in is your chat channel here. And each channel will have its own TO. So I have a lot of friends who are helping out, and they are each in charge of a different branch up here. So you'll have a local person that you can talk to if you're having problems or you just want to find out some more information. And they're called the Infinity Watch. So if you go at Infinity Watch, you'll be able to draw their attention. And then if you're lucky enough to get into the finals, you'll get invited into the finals channel here. And that's it. Then the very last step then, after joining the Discord and getting your roles, is to sign up for the Longshanks bracket that you're interested in. So all the different brackets are here. So you can just click on one, for instance.
What's Longshanks?
Okay, good question. Longshanks is a software that we use to register people, and then it does all the pairings for you. And what's wonderful about it is if you did you sign up to? I don't want to use somebody who we don't know.
I believe I did.
Oops, because I want to show people an important trick. So okay, here's the European bracket. There's a register here button. So that's how you register for it. And then all these people have already registered. And that's all you need to do if you really want to. But one step we want to as well ask you to do is in your profile, which I'm going to show you now. Where's Huggy? There he is, Huggy Bear.
Number 23.
Number 23. Okay.
I can see myself.
If you go, when you set up your profile in Longshanks, if you haven't already, or if you have and haven't done this yet, be sure to please put into this, your profile, your Discord handle. The reason for this is that people will be here in this chat asking, oh, where's Huggy Bear? I don't know where Huggy Bear is. You know, he's not listed in the Longshanks. And that's because Huggy Bear is... well, you use your name. Most people sometimes use their real names. And so the name here in Longshanks won't match what's on the Discord. And so if you can put your Discord name into your profile, it'll show here. And so when people look at you in Longshanks, they'll say, oh, okay, on Discord, I need to @HookyBear6477 if I want to get a message to him. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You just have to wait. And the key thing, though, is that you need to sign up before 8 p.m. on the Sunday, 4th of September. Is that no, 3rd of September?
What happens? What happens on the day the league starts?
So
how do I know who to play against?
Good question. Longshanks will tell you. You'll get a message saying that the pairings are up, I think. But also the Infinity Watch will put a message to everybody in the channel saying the pairings have been drawn. And so if you don't get that email or whatever that Longshanks is supposed to send you, you can just go to Longshanks and it will, and then you can find what the pairing is.
Wow, that sounds super easy.
It is super easy. It's very easy. And then you just go ahead and play your game. So, let's see if there's anybody in the chat who has any questions. No questions. Good. Fine. So that's all you need to sign up. So why don't we go into talking a bit about what happened at season 11, the elimination rounds, some of the top level ranked games there. So I'm going to go to, now you're watching this on Twitch. I recommend you sign up to the YouTube page. This YouTube page is where we post all the streams that we do after the stream is over. We put a recording up. It stays up on Twitch for a little while, but I'm not a partner or anything, so it goes away after 2 weeks, I think. Whereas they're here for longevity here in YouTube. And my handle is @DrNorbertGames, as you can tell. Okay.
There should be games in there from, I think, season 4 and onwards.
Should we look? Let's take a look. That's War Machine.
How many videos are there?
A lot now. It's amazing. 111. 110
Wow.
if you don't count this Hordes one. War Machine Hordes.
That's a lot of MCP content.
Yeah, sure enough, it was season 4 that we started.
Yeah,
Wow.
did a couple of cut games, and then the final, which I believe was Pat Dunford versus Travis, uh, Australian Travis.
Yeah, we could
Forgot his
see.
last name.
This was still during the pandemic, I think.
It's possible so that he
Yeah.
can.
Let's see who was playing. It was Pat. Oh, it's Pat and Travis from Australia. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. But
Right.
but what was
What's
his last name? Never mind. Was a great game. Great watch. Still holds up. Some models have changed since then, which is always going to be a thing with any game, I suppose. But last season was, well, specifically the final, was a fantastic game to watch, which has been the case for the last 2 to 3 seasons at least. I think finals have always been great fun to stream, great fun to watch. But these last 2 3 seasons have been, I think, have been something extra.
Yeah,
Really
really good. So much fun to watch. So much interesting thing. Oh, we almost got 1,000 views on this one as well from the finals.
fantastic.
Yeah. And what did I say here?
So
This.
yeah, and this is the last season's finals between Jacob Deaton and Suzume Kazo,
Yeah.
also known as Leaf. And if I remember correctly, Leaf started out really strong, taking a commanding lead with his runaway convocation strategy.
Yeah.
But then Jacob managed to claw back and really, with some really skillful moves, turn the game around and bring it home. And I know there's been a lot of talk about the strength of Sam's leadership. Sam Wilson, the Avengers leader, Captain America Sam Wilson. But if I remember correctly, that leadership was triggered exactly once during this game.
Yes, that's right.
So,
Suzume wasn't killing anybody.
exactly. So Jacob Deaton managed to pull it off, basically playing without a leadership.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and that's the thing about that leadership. It's very good, but it's up to your opponent to let you have it, essentially. So
obviously, he did have a leadership. Obviously, you still have to play around it and all.
Play around it. Yeah, play around it.
But still, it really was something. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you do, because that is some great quality MCP for you.
Yeah, and it was Convocation versus a Sam, not quite spam, but high level number of spam of characters for Sam. So yeah, at the end of round 1, it was 5-3 for Suzume, and then let's see, where does round 3 start? This is a long round. Then it's 9-6 for Suzume. Not looking good for Jacob. Now let's see where round 4 starts. These are the crucial rounds here.
Yeah,
11-10.
Rounds 3 and 4 are you? Yeah.
Look at that. Jacob pulls ahead into just one behind. Then round 5. Oh, that's me playing around somehow. Ooh, another long round. Round 5 is 13-15 for Jacob Deaton. Woohoo! And then I think, did they go to round 6? I don't think they did.
I believe they did.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah. So then it went to Deaton got, what is that, 19-17 in the end.
Yeah. I mean, so now we've spoiled the results, but
it's still learning.
You still have to watch to find out how he managed to get there.
Yeah, and it was really good how it happened. And so that was that final. But there were so many interesting games along the way to get to that final. Every one of them were really worth watching.
For sure. And I find there's a lot of talk uptown where people are saying that, well, Malekith is everywhere, and the meta is a bit stale, and there's not much variety. Well, at least among the top 4 contenders, and I believe even among the top 8, there was not a single duplicate affiliation
No,
during last season.
no.
Maybe one in top 8, but I don't think so. And Malekith was not in top 4, I think.
Oh,
Maybe as a splash somewhere, but definitely not Cabal.
yeah, I don't think so either. And every week was another interesting game. That with meaning to say different play styles, different model counts. It was really fun. I mean, so not so much an advertisement for the channel, but rather just trying to illustrate what kind of things you can expect when you play um, in, in the TTS League. I just noticed
Yeah,
last.
just
Yeah.
variety appreciation comment, so to speak, from my
Um,
side.
I just realized season 10, season X final, had 1.5 thousand views. Woo-hoo. Amazing.
Yeah, I believe that was the one Pat Dunford against Suzume. Wow, Suzume has that's Joe Manji versus Lucas.
Yeah.
That was a great one as well.
So good.
Where Joe Manji was insanely unlucky with his pay to flip dice early game,
Hmm.
but then managed to squeak out a win somehow
Yeah.
uh, against Lucas, who is a extremely skilled Malekith player.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And he knew what he was doing because he was trying to keep Malekith relevant, but also protected the entire time. It was really interesting.
For sure.
So yeah, but all these, so we stream about one game a week typically. And so we get you all 6 weeks of the normal season, and then we try to get in elimination rounds where we can. It gets a little tricky with the elimination rounds because sometimes the time zones don't work out for us, since we only usually stream from the European bracket, since that's where we're located, but the eliminations are across different brackets. And so sometimes the times don't work out when the players can play compared to us.
Yeah, I think we when we streamed the first final, I believe we went up in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
or at least very early in the morning. Totally worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Especially with our cocktails in hand. It's not a hard way to spend an evening. Okay, cool. So let's talk about. I'm going to turn this off. Let's talk about what we're expecting for this season, then, considering the meta coming up.
I'm really excited for the new impact of some new models that have been released over the course of the summer.
Yep.
Cosmic Ghost Rider is being talked about a lot,
Yep.
but I'm actually mostly excited for the return of Wakanda.
Yeah. So yeah.
Because M'Baku not only brings a new leadership to that affiliation, but also is a very good model in and of itself. But also he brings an absolutely amazing tactics card with him. And I'm talking about the Spirit of Wakanda.
You know what? Let me call it up while we're talking, since you're going to be getting into some strat here. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Another great
There's
resource.
a lot of text.
MCP
And it's
TTS.
really, really flexible. Yeah. So
what's the name of the card?
The name of the card is Spirit of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And it's an active tactics card. A Wakanda character may spend 2 power to play this card. The character that played this card may immediately use one of the following effects. Number 1, all other allied characters within 2 of this character may remove 2 damage from themselves. Number 2, all other allied characters within 2 of this character may remove all special conditions from themselves. Number 3, all other allied characters within 2 of this character gain 2 power. Oh my god. 2 power on basically your entire team? Round 1? And how do you make that happen? Well, you bring this card in combination with advanced R&D. You activate a character, slide 1 power over to a Wakandan character who you've, of course, conveniently deployed within 2 of your entire team, which is not that hard to do, actually.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you get something like 8 free power round 1 across your entire team. What a bargain. All of a sudden, a ton of new and interesting plays become online. Um, you could use it against big boy tall lists to have all your defensive tech online immediately. All of those bodyguards, heroes for hire, fallbacks, you name it, you got them all right from the get go. Or if you want to be, if you're a little more cheeky inclined, you can bring a character like Amazing Spider-Man, who with 3 power can use his web swing immediately and then move and grab an extract pretty far up on your opponent's board half and then retreat to safety with his long move medium base. So that is also a very fun way. It's I actually think that the lines of play that open up reminds me a lot about the X-Men grab strategy currently.
Right.
It's not really as flexible, but I think there are a ton of hidden gems to be explored there. Some cunning players are gonna look through all available characters at MCPDB and come up with crazy combos to really exploit that card, and I can't wait to see it.
Awesome. Are you working on a Wakandan roster?
I just might.
I'm just checking. The Spirit of Wakanda card is it's Wakanda only. So
Yeah.
So it isn't M'Baku. What's M'Baku bringing to this? Because Spirit of Wakanda, comes with his box. But I mean, the point is, it's a card. But is it him too?
It's him too. He's a leader and an affiliated Wakandan, which means that he can make good use of the Wakanda Forever card, which is already a card that is close to being considered one of the best in the game.
Yep.
According to some people, it's still the best card in the game, and it just gets better for every character that has a good 0-cost attack, which M'Baku does, especially if it's an attack with a displace, which M'Baku has. He needs to hit a crit, but if he plays under Black Panther's leadership, he will also be able to pay for rerolls on that attack. So that increases his chances to hit that wild, or even hitting a crit. It's a little bit weird triggers there. A crit push and a wild pursuit. So technically he can do a move, do an attack, and then get a free push and a free move on top of that. So that turns out to be some really great action economy there.
It's a range 3 attack as well, so lots of distance.
Yeah, and also he has a size 3 terrain throw for 2 power.
Yeah,
which
medium
is
throws a
not
medium.
bad.
Wow.
Yeah, throws like that you usually have to spend 3 power for.
Yeah,
this is a bargain. Yeah, and he cannot be advanced or pushed by special effects. Of physical or energy attacks. So that's also pretty great. No pushing him around with Shuri. No pushing him around with impact webbings. And then he's immune to collision damage from other characters. So he's got the same ability as Kingpin there.
Yep.
Who, by the way, can play alongside him in Criminal Syndicate, where he's also affiliated.
You think because he's immune to stun, do you think he's good on a Senator's Crisis?
Oh, you mean the Witnesses,
yeah.
Crisis. Yeah. Yes, I think he is. And Wakanda was already pretty strong on that. I looked it up on Longshanks, and I think Wakanda has somewhere around a 60% win rate on Mayor Fisk. So that is obviously a crisis that you want to be considering in your Wakanda roster, I'd say.
Okay, fun. So we're talking about 3 characters: Cosmic Ghost Rider, M'Baku, and
Claw.
Claw. Is it just Claw? Is he like Colonel Claw or something? Is it just Claw?
Ulysses Claw. I think his supervillain name is just Claw.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, he's interesting.
Wait, before we go into it, I just want to mention those three characters were not part of season 11. They came in after, during the hiatus between 11 and 12. And that's why we're talking about them, because these will be the new wild cards in the meta in season 12.
Until we get the new course set, which should be around for the cut, maybe.
Yeah, let's take a look. So I'm going to call up calendar really quick. Calendar 2023. Okay, here we go. Let's use the United Kingdom calendar, the best calendar. Will it get bigger? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we need to be registered by 8 p.m. Sunday night on the 3rd of September. And then we do 6 weeks of Swiss play. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 in September, then October, 5, and 6. Now, that's amazing because the 6-week will wrap up just when we are expecting the core box to release on the 13th of October. So that means we have a bye week, so nobody plays the week of the 16th, and then that means that the core box will definitely be in effect for all the elimination rounds plus the second chance league. So elimination rounds would be round 1. This will be round 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll be done by Thanksgiving, the end of November, or close to the end of November before we get into Christmas, December time. And so all those weeks will have the core box for the first time in the mod, which is going to be exciting.
Certainly a selling point for signing up for the Second Chance League, I'd say.
Yeah, that too. Exactly. So you've got 3 new characters to contend with over the course of the Swiss League. And then either second chance or elimination rounds, you're going to have the whole new core box to play with.
Also, one should mention that during the hiatus, or maybe it was already during the end of TTS League season 11, there was an update to the banner restricted list.
Aha, yes.
Where Follow Me was banned and Deception got restricted. Mm-hmm. And that, I think, will have a quite significant impact on the meta in some regards, at least when it comes to certain affiliations where splashing Mystique with Deception was basically a no-brainer and cost some really awkward round 1 extract place. Well, that's going to happen significantly less often now. So I have found in my games, at least, that there's a significant increased amount of breathing room during the first rounds, where you can actually send characters to the midline without having to fear them getting back-to-back killed after being fished in by Mystique.
Yeah.
Into the backlines of the opponent. So there's that. Obviously, you're going to see her still here and there, but she's not going to be in every single roster, which she kind of was close to being. And then the Follow Me was it was a card that could be heavily exploited by super tall lists, with Malekith as the main contender. And it could create some games where he just steamrolled over an unlucky opponent that didn't spread out enough to sort of blunten the blow from that combination. So definitely those 2 changes are breaths of fresh air for the meta, along with the releases.
Yeah. So this came out on the 14th of July. So I think it might have affected the last 2 weeks of the elimination rounds and possibly the second chance league that was going on at the same time. So yeah, wasn't really in full effect. Like, people hadn't really got their heads around this, but they will now in season 12. So, I wanted to wrap up unless you had some further comments.
We didn't mention open lists.
Oh, good point. Yeah. So the league is designed, after some number of experimentations over the years, we decided that we just do open rosters. So we used to have it where you had to submit a roster and you had to play it. Turns out you had to play it for like 3 weeks, and then you had an opportunity to switch it up, and you had to play the same list then again for the last 3 weeks. But we've found that people wanted flexibility, and it was also more new person friendly or more casual person friendly to have open rosters. So that means that for any game that you get scheduled. You could bring whatever you like that particular game, as long as it's in a legal roster, of course. And then the next week you can change it entirely, or just tweak it, or keep it exactly the same. It's entirely up to you.
In this environment, it actually more mimics the in real life tournament experience, where you do not know a week ahead of your game what you will be playing against. So you have to adapt more on the fly. Whereas when you used to be able to see your opponent's list potentially up to a week ahead,
Mm-hmm.
you would analyze it from in and out, and then second guess yourself when you got into the game. And that can be fun, but it's a different skill set than what comes into play during a real life tournament. And I think it's great to have that flexibility. And also, when you've lost two games and are unable to qualify for the cut, you can still play games and just bring whatever you want. If you want to try something new, maybe you're a bit saddened by your list that you got knocked out with and want to try something new, then go ahead. So that freedom has been widely appreciated, from what I hear, at least.
100%. We've got nothing but good results, feedback on that. And like I said, I think it keeps it casual because we're always trying to balance that. We want to have this league be accessible to everybody who wants to play MCP. That's our number one concern. We do have an aspect of it that helps people who want to be really competitive try their chops out against other people from around the world. Who are like-minded, but that doesn't affect the overall experience for anybody who wants to play. And so that's why we think open rosters has been so successful. And we kind of locked in on this format now for the last 3 seasons. This will be the 4th time, I think, that we've run it almost exactly the same. And it's because the feedback we've been getting back has consistently been good, and it hasn't been a real reason to change as a result. So, great. I think hopefully that'll help everybody get excited about signing up for season 12. This is going out on Wednesday evening. Remember, this coming Sundays when you need to sign up if you want to play all 6 weeks, although you can sign up late if you want to as well. And I will put a link to the Discord server into the various places I post this, which again is your first stop to getting registered. You got to join our Discord. You have to click the roles emote for which bracket you want to play in. And then lastly, you want to sign up into the Longshanks bracket for the bracket that you want to play. And that's it. Then just introduce yourself in the chat channel and start meeting some friendly people who want to play MCP.
Fantastic.
Great. And hopefully Huggy Bear and I will be coming to you with streams of these games, as we like to do now for the last 3 years, apparently, which has been really fun. And so we would love to have you here on Twitch. We stream on Twitch generally on Wednesday evenings, and we love having people in the chat because we have a good time. We don't just watch the game, we actually have a chat about the game, and we also chat with the players, and we talk about fun stuff that's happened to us, everything that we can squeeze in between following along with the game. So, and there might be adult beverages involved along the way as well, but all in moderation, all in moderation.
Yep, it's family friendly, and any references to sexual content or violence will be very subtle.
Exactly, subtle. We're like one of those animated films. You know, there's one film for the kids, and at the same time, there's another film sort of meant for the adults at the same time. That's what we try to do.
Yeah.
What was the other point I wanted to make? And then I post those up onto YouTube, and for people to watch who can't watch it live. And we'd love to get your comments there. Like and subscribe. We don't ask for any money for any of this stuff. We just do it to help get people more aware of the game and grow our community even stronger. All right, Huggy Bear, so you're all signed up. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do this league. You feeling good?
Yeah, me too. I think so. I actually think so. I'm obviously gunning for the cut.
Great.
And we'll see if I get there. As I mentioned, Europe is a Shark Tank, so we'll see. You need a bit of luck and a lot of skill. So I'll definitely do my best, and I will get back to you how it goes.
Okay, Perfect. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We hope to see you in season 12 of the MCP TTS League. Good night,
Can't
everyone.
wait.
Bye.
Bye.